Hey guys, welcome to the channel. JB here. Excited you're with me. It's more of a community than a channel. And today we're talking about productive two-device systems. This is going to be a good one, so let's get into it. Okay, so a lot of people come to this channel because of this device, the reMarkable 2. Okay, the reMarkable company has done a great job of advertising. They have brought a lot of people into the ink world, whether it's the Onyx, whether it's the paper product, which is a new company, QuirkLogic, or whether it's a Supernote. They have brought a lot of people to the ink world. And a lot of people say, well, JB, what is so important about ink? Well, one is because it helps with your eyes. It's not as blue lightish as like these devices, these screens you can see here. Same thing with the iPad or the Samsung or laptops. The ink device just gives you that writing satisfaction, that feel that you're writing on paper without having to use paper. So it's a really nice note-taking kind of situation. And there's an old adage, and I believe this too as a writer and a content creator, that when you write with your hand, handwritten, you're writing from your heart. But when you're typing from your mind. And when you're trying to create, a lot of times by putting it on paper or an ink device, you're kind of connecting to something a little bit deeper than just pecking away at the keyboard. But with that being said, there is a combo that really works. And I want to go over a couple of those, with one of them being, I think, the one that originally got me started. And that was the iPad, okay, working with the reMarkable 1 back in the day, but now the reMarkable 2. And basically, you kind of get the best of both worlds. If you put them together, okay, and you just look at the size, I mean, you're still super thin. People say, oh, I don't want to carry two devices. Well, look at that. I mean, that fits in a backpack, fits anywhere. And what's cool is if you just want to break out the reMarkable for your notes, which is what you're going to do, it's light, thin, and nimble, and you can write your notes and you're good to go. And the same thing with these other devices. The Onyx, the Supernote, the Onyx Note Air, these are very similar sizes. Or even the paper device, which is ultimate thin, but you have a much bigger screen. It works well with this. You just throw that in your backpack and you're ready to go. And a lot of people say, well, what about a laptop? Well, very similar thing. This is the Google Pixelbook Go. When you put them together, I don't see that as a complaint of somebody saying, well, I don't want to carry two devices. Well, when you line them up side by side, I mean, look at how thin the profile of that is. I mean, I don't know if that's a good argument. Put in the comments if that's your argument, that you're like, I don't want two devices. At the end of the day, I think understanding what the devices do is going to help you become more productive. And for me, the reason that I like the Apple iPad so much is because I have a planner that I use in the paper. But when it comes to long-term ideas and thoughts, I use the note taker on the iPad or on my Mac system. You can use the same thing on the Samsung Galaxy Tabs and those. And then I use the reminder system on the Apple. And so all that works and really with my planner system, which I have on the paper device, and it works real well. And then handwritten notes, I can really put them anywhere. It's kind of like a notepad. And I've used the Supernote a little bit. I've used the paper. I've used the reMarkable 2. I've used the Onyx Note Air. They're all great devices for that note-taking, handwritten experience that you're looking for. I think the paper really feels a little bit more like the handwriting experience with the nib. The Supernote has its advantages because it has a stylus that doesn't end, and it's got kind of a good feel to it. It's a different type device, kind of in the middle. The Onyx, same thing. If you put a paper feel on it, it works. And then the reMarkable 2, which really got this trend going, does a great job with it. And a lot of people that watch these videos have the reMarkable 2, and they use an iPad. And I think that is a really great combination. So you're using the iPad for media consumption when you're watching TV or ESPN or your sports, or you're looking at the internet. You can type with it. I love this Magic Keyboard. It's one of my favorite keyboards, even though I will tell you on the Google Pixelbook Go, I think the Google Pixelbook Go, which is my writing computer, I specifically use this just for writing my books. This, I think, has the best keyboard. I absolutely love it. And when I'm writing, this is a distraction-free machine. I use Google Documents. Just as a side note, I'll do a video later on that. But I utilize this machine specifically for writing and typing up my books, and it kind of keeps everything separate that way. I still can utilize the iPad and some other devices. In fact, I got one coming. I got one of those small e-ink devices, the Pomordo. I don't even know what it's called. I'm going to do a review in the next couple days. Coming from Japan, which is just a keyboard and a little screen. I utilize those things, but I typically bring Google Documents in for my books, and that Google Pixelbook Go works for that, okay? Now, again, like I said, the iPad can work because I'm using the Google Suite a lot for documents and spreadsheets, okay? So I use Google Sheets and Google Documents, which then is a cross-function platform. I just don't bring those into my e-ink devices. My e-ink devices are specifically for note-taking, for brainstorming, for mind mapping. That's for me. And so when it comes to a two-device system, it's the iPad and the reMarkable 2 or the Supernote or the Papyr. They just work real well, or the Onyx Note Air. If you have the money for one device and only one device, an iPad Air or an iPad can do so much. And if you don't mind writing on glass, you've got a real winner. Or if you don't like the matte finish. I get a lot of people say, JB, just put a matte finish, you know, like a paper feel on your iPad and you're good to go. And no, I don't like the look. It's not what I use the machine for. So I get it. There's an argument that there's too many machines. You have too many things going on. And the truth is I have them for reviews. But if I just had two, right now it'd be the Papyr and the iPad. That's what I would use, and my MacBook Pro, which I use for my video editing. But since I have the ability to have a few devices, I do use the reMarkable once in a while because I test it. I do use a Supernote once in a while. I like them for note taking. And I keep my planner basically on the Papyr. And then all my reminders, deep things that I need to do, like air conditioning filter changes, oil changes on the car, all those things that I need reminded, I use Apple Reminders and Apple Notes. You can use Google stuff too for that if that's something you want to do, and then it's kind of cross-platform. For deeper notes, writing books, those type of things, I use Google Documents and Google Spreadsheets. We use Google Spreadsheets a lot here with the team to track things and understand what's going on. I still think spreadsheets are great. In fact, I did a video on the ILD spreadsheet that you utilize to really understand the residual income path that you need. So again, coming back to efficiency, I would like to know in the comments, what is your best combo? Or if you don't use a combo, what is your best single device? I know some people have really dialed in those Onyx Boox Max Lumis and the Onyx Note Airs and the Onyx Boox Note 3, that they're using them as a single device. I personally couldn't do that because I love the screen on the iPad, and I utilize it for a lot of media consumption and internet browsing, specifically when I'm on the sofa. And then when it comes to professional stuff, then the reMarkable 2 comes out, boom, if I got to carry that, or the Papyr or the Supernote. And if I'm in a meeting or if I'm taking notes quickly, I can do it right there. The Papyr I like because it has split screen, and I utilize it again for my planner. So the idea then is kind of a two-machine system. It could be a laptop and a reMarkable 2, right? And I like that Google Pixelbook Go and the reMarkable 2. It could be an iPad and a Supernote. But trying to figure out what is best for your use case is what's so critical. And again, if you leave some comments, it helps other people. But the idea today is think about what is the best two-device combination that really works. And for me, really what I've got going on, just so you know right now, this is just me. I have the MacBook, which I use primarily for video editing and those type of things. It's my desktop here. You can see it with the two screens and everything. Then I use the iPad for a lot of miscellaneous things that hooks up to the Apple or the iPhone, and I utilize that for reminders and for ideas and thoughts. And then my planner is on the Papyr device, and if I only had one e-ink device, it would be the Papyr device. That was what I'd be using. But since I have two of them, I do sometimes carry that reMarkable 2. And then for writing, I have that Google Pixelbook Go, but that's a totally separate conversation. We don't even need to go there, but that's for me so that I can sit down and go, okay, this is a computer to write. Let's get the books done. Okay? So as always, I appreciate you, commenting and talking about this. We're trying to figure out what is the best two-device system. And right now, I think a lot of people are using the iPad and the reMarkable 2 or the Samsung Galaxy Tab and the reMarkable 2. Let me know in the comments below so we can have a little discussion here. If you're getting some value from this channel, please click thumbs up. And as always, we'd love to have a subscribe as we're growing a community here and we're having some fun. Hopefully this is helping you and you're kind of thinking about what is your best productive system. And if you got any questions, leave them below so we can work on them. All right, so get out there, have a fantastic day. More reviews, more tech, more fun, more energy coming. And I appreciate you being a part of this. Until the next one, go have a great one. Thank you.